Today, I'm going to talk about my personal experience with Western Governors University, and it starts right now. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Everyday Knight. I am Brian Knight, and I'll tell you, I'm really excited to speak about my educational experience with Western Governors. So I want to show you, this is my diploma. Very proud of that. Very proud of that. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm married. I have 2 children, 13 and 4. And I work a very competitive job in IT distribution. I'm in sales. And I can tell you that the idea of going back to school for me was almost impossible. So I'll try to make this really, really fast. But I really want you to understand how this does apply to you if you're considering going back to school. It was a very interesting time because my entire life I'd been a musician. So I was like, I still want to play music, but I was going to have to travel and I really want to be around my family. So over the next few years, we started discussing me going back to school. I went to a brick and mortar. I went there and I was looking to transfer into a music school. Now, this was 2003, 2005. Okay, so that's how long ago this was. So I went there. A few things happened. I ended up not going to music school. Fast forward 2012, we get married. I start realizing I'm going to need some help getting into businesses and finding better work. But the idea of going back to school was very depressing. So 2014, I get laid off from a job, and I started considering going back to school. Here in Greenville, South Carolina, where I live, there's a program called the University Center. I went to the University Center. It houses certain degrees for Clemson, Furman, Wofford, Lander, a bunch of really well-known schools here in the state, in the area, and then of course like Clemson, University of South Carolina, USC Upstate. A lot of people knows about those programs. And so I go in there and I talk to a couple of advisors, and very, very nice, very, very kind. But I realized that how their classes was set up in late 2014 was not going to work for me. I just knew it. Somehow I was going to have to work and go to school and still be a good student. And so the break for me, in the sense of, I was like, okay, I get going to work and then going to these classes, but when do I study, and then when do I see my family? That was really the question. When will I see my family? The cost was out of the question. It was horrible for a lot of these schools. I would have graduated with a solid amount of debt. So I put it off. So that takes me to around November. It was November 2017. And I was sitting in the office of someone who I respect as a person. I respect them in business. I respect them in education. I was telling him, I said, I am considering going back to school. I just don't know what to do. And he said, you need to check into this university called Western Governors University. Like, who? No offense. Who are they? And I really didn't want to go to a school and just waste my time. Hey, you got a degree and nobody cares. That's what I was afraid of. So he said, check it out. Look through their programs, and I'm telling you, I think it would be a really good move for you, especially where you're at. So I did it. I was digging into the program. I was looking for cons. I really wasn't looking for pros. Only bad thing I can tell you about this school is a lot of people don't know about them. And that is maybe the only bad thing that I can say about Western Governors University. So I went online. I checked out their business school. They have a variety of business degrees. As you saw, and I don't know if you could read the writing on my degree, but I got a Bachelor's of Science in Marketing Management. Very, very proud of that. They have human resources, of course, business degrees. They also have an IT school. They also have a nursing program. They also have an educational program for people who want to become school teachers. So I was very impressed, but I was like, how much is this going to cost me? So I dig into it. So if you are considering going back to school, here is what it didn't even kind of push me over the edge. It like threw me over the edge of going, I have to go to WGU. First, it is very affordable. Very affordable. At the filming of this video, it's around $3,200 per semester. Okay. Also, their semesters are 6 months long. So it's 6 months from wherever you start. So they're always starting like January 1st, February 1st. So you can start anytime. And it's 6 months from your start date. The next thing I really like about the school is, for instance, if you go to a regular school and you sign up for 4 or 5 classes, maybe 6, if you really think I'm just going to focus on education the entire time, you go in and you sign up for 7 classes. Those are the only classes that you can have during that semester, not at WGU. What they do is they give you the chance to sign up for more classes once all your initial classes are finished. You've completed them. So my first semester, I completed 7 or 8 classes. My very first semester. That really helped me because I only signed up for 4 classes. And once I got those 4 completed, I just moved on and just added classes and added classes. And then the semester was over. So that is another major star, gold star, that I would give WGU. Absolutely, 100%. Another massive reason I recommend WGU is the support they give you. So you have someone who is with you from the beginning to the end of your degree. The mentor, she was fantastic. I could really relate to her. I didn't feel like I was getting on the phone with some person who was being paid just to be there for me. The instructors, no matter the class that I was in, was fantastic. They would get on the phone with you. They would talk to you about the problems that you were having. But here's the other great thing about that support. That support was there only if you really needed it. So there wasn't an instructor going, did you study today? Did you study the other day? No. You complete this stuff on your time. Another great reason that somebody like myself, married with children who I love, so I want to spend a lot of time with them, but I'm trying to provide better for them and I'm trying to put myself into a better place, and I'm going to work at an extremely competitive job. I need flexibility because there's going to be some weeks that maybe I cannot focus on my schoolwork as much as I'd really like to. The great thing about WGU is that they give you true flexibility. So one week you might be, I don't know what your routine would be. For me, a lot of times I stayed up late at night, or near the end of the program, I was getting up at 5 a.m. and I was working on the courses, and it helped me so much. However you want to approach your classes, it's really up to you. And that's what I really loved about WGU. To summarize, if you're considering going back to school, I don't care how old you are, highly, highly recommend WGU. And by the way, I'm in the state of South Carolina. I know each state has its own program set aside to help people pay for college. So here in the state of South Carolina, we have FAFSA. So it paid for basically the majority of my degree. I probably ended up the entire time, the 2 years I was at WGU, I probably only paid somewhere over that time, probably $600 or $700, which is absolutely nothing for a bachelor's of science in marketing management from a degree, by the way, that I just want to throw out there. It was very challenging work. I feel like I was truly educated. And another thing, I know this is going to be a touchy subject for a few people, I did not feel like I was indoctrinated. I could care less about fighting with a professor over his or her beliefs when all I really want is just an education. Okay? So highly recommend WGU. What should you do if you want to jump into a WGU program? Go to their link in the description below. When you go in, let them know that I pointed you towards the school, because I want them to know that I was very impressed with my education with them. Also, I'll throw that out there to you that I'm considering getting my MBA from WGU. I'm still deciding what I want to do there. Since I finished up just a couple of months ago, I'm kind of taking a breather and enjoying some life. And I know right now, currently, it's some crazy times. So I don't know if I want to jump right into the MBA program, but I will tell you that I'm highly considering going back to WGU to attain my MBA. And I'm really excited about it. So check them out. In the comments below, let me know any questions that you have about them. I'll do my very best to answer those questions for you. Also, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications. I'm Brian Knight. Thank you for watching my channel every day night. Pass it along to friends, neighbors, whoever you think could benefit from this. I'll catch you next time.